Don't worry, this is not an emergency broadcast. You've just tuned into the Tether Radio podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tether Radio podcast, the only podcast keeping you from spiraling out into the infinite abyss. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by Allie.
What up?
What up? Do you have your go bag ready?
I am more than ready. I am packed. I'm ready to go. This is the end.
This is the end. This is the end, guys. This might be the end, the last episode, because if one of us contracts the coronavirus that's going around, I don't know if we're going to be able to immune system our way out of it.
Man, the news keeps trying to act like this is really it. Like, this is it, and it's happening. And every time, like, there's a flu outbreak, like, twice, 3 times a year, I'm like, this is it? Because I read all these pandemic books.
Yes.
But this isn't it. Like,
no.
It's not.
No, it is, like Allie and I were talking about a little bit before the show. This is completely and utterly media sensationalism.
It is.
And it's so irritating because I feel like this is one of these, the media is going to hit us with this shit to the point to where when something actually does happen and shit gets real, we're going to be like, nah,
They're
whatever.
crying wolf so much that we're going to be immune to it.
Exactly.
I'm not immune to the virus that kills us all.
Yes.
No, I pulled a couple headlines of just how ridiculous this shit is.
Yeah.
Like, there was one on CNN that said, CNN goes to ground zero of Wuhan outbreak. Quit calling it ground zero. Like, fuck off. What? And then there was another from the New York Post. Coronavirus outbreak, New York on high alert with over 1,200 infected worldwide. Yeah. Like, y'all are counting on people not to finish reading that and think there's 1,200 in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, no.
1,200 out of 6 billion?
7. We're way past 6.
Oh,
we're at 7 point something now.
Jeez, no shit.
Yeah.
7 point whatever billion. I think that's like a fraction of a fraction of a percent.
It's not much. Yeah. And it's bad, but it's not as bad as they're letting on.
Well, and I mean, wasn't because I know that SARS was also a coronavirus.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, do you remember the SARS outbreak stuff?
Oh,
and it was like, oh my god, everybody's gonna fucking die.
Well,
we're still here.
I went kind of seeking out some of this sensational bullshit today.
Yeah.
And I found this video on CNN that said, social media videos appear to show patients swarm hospitals. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I watch it, and there's just 3 snippets from social media. And they were like, we can't really verify any of these are even real videos, but we feel like they are, and the dialects seem accurate, so we stand behind these, but again, they're not verified. And I'm like, why are you bothering with this?
Yeah, and I'm sure that it's like, on that page, they're probably also promoting another article about deep fakes. And it's like
well, so there's only 3 snippets in this little short video. The first one shows a bunch of tents set up outside a hospital to assist more patients. There's no people in the video, so that's not a swarm.
Yeah.
Then the second snippet shows a line of people, but you can't really see much, and you can only see a dozen or so people. That's not a swarm.
Yeah.
And then the last video, I think it was supposed to be somebody in their hospital bed taking a video of the hospital workers standing around right past them. And there's 10 or so hospital workers, and they're like, as you can see, all the hospital employees in their hazmat suits. These are not hazmat suits. These are those paper suits. And yeah, they're covered head to toe, but have you seen a hazmat suit? This is not that.
Pretty sure that the hazmat stuff requires supplemental oxygen because it's airtight.
Yeah, the big yellow suits on Breaking Bad and stuff.
Yeah.
This is not that. This is a paper suit. And also,
oh my god,
not a swarm.
Yeah,
there were no swarms to be seen.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Anyway.
I mean, I would think that there probably are going to be some whatever isolated for lack of a better term, not epidemics, but what, pandemics?
I think
Can't remember
pandemic's the bigger one.
Oh, is it?
I think epidemic's smaller, but I'm even... You couldn't call it like a flu epidemic in Knoxville. Like,
Yeah.
So whatever the smaller below epidemic would be. Like,
just outbreak.
An outbreak.
An isolated outbreak kind of thing. Yeah. Because
I'm sure there's going to be some of that.
Well, especially with, I mean, I would think the United States definitely has better manners to quarantine stuff just because we have less population density overall, at least, you know. But plus, actually, I was listening to No Agenda, another little shout out to No Agenda, and they were talking about they actually had somebody in Wuhan, or that was traveling in Wuhan for business. Yeah. And the person was talking about the reason, or a big contributing factor for it being spread so widely, is like which I believe just in China in general, it's not out of the question to just cough into the air instead of covering your mouth or whatever. And so I mean,
so
obviously,
it's spreading more.
Yeah, you have public transit that everybody's hacking and coughing on each other. Of course, shit's gonna spread.
No wonder people wear those masks over there.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, after hearing that stuff, but don't worry, this is not an emergency broadcast. You've just tuned into the Tether Radio podcast. But anyway, we know that you've been inundated with coronavirus news, so we're gonna
hopefully not with the virus itself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna hop in and get to it, y'all.
Yup.
We actually, Allie was over here last night, and we were rediscovering the joys of Scattergories.
Such a fun time.
It is probably one of the more underrated board games.
Dude, I will always play Scattergories.
Yeah. Which I think that I have it confused with something else, and when I hear Scattergories, I'm like, oh, not that game. And then somebody pulls out the game, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like that game.
I don't know what you're confusing it with.
I don't know what I'm confusing it with either. Huh. Do you like Scrabble?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like Bananagrams?
I bought a copy of Bananagrams, but I've not ever even opened it. I've never played it.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Is it just like Scrabble with less...
Without the board?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
You don't do... I think you just do points in regards to whatever's on the little tiles or something like that. But anyway.
Simpler. Yeah.
Yeah. This has been Tabletop Gaming Corner with Tether Radio Podcast. So, how do we want to kick this bad boy off?
I can do Cancel Corner real quick.
Ooh, Cancel Corner.
I have canceled the New York Times because fuck them. I was already pretty much done with them. Yeah. And then they came out with their endorsement. Did you even hear?
God.
Did you even hear it?
Dude,
you can't endorse two people, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, the whole concept
you gotta pick
of an
one.
endorsement, yeah.
Do you know how voting works in our country?
Was it... it
was both the women.
Warren and...
Klobuchar.
Okay,
like,
got you.
Come on. Pick one.
Well, and honestly, I did read...
Even say you pick the one, and, you know, like, also we'd like to give a nod to the other one. Pick one, though.
But you gotta fucking pick one. Because literally the only thing that it does is belittle the endorsement in general.
Yeah, well, that and, like, they're not the same person. Like, they don't stand for all the same stuff. Yeah. Like, it's not fair to do that to either of them. Yeah. Like, which one's policies do you actually like? Because that's the one you should endorse.
But I feel like that's kind of where we are, like, as a society these days, is just trying to, like, make completely safe decisions.
I mean, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's because just people don't want to ruffle feathers kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's like, we live in a society of, like, walking around on eggshells and shit, because if you say something even remotely opinionated, somebody's gonna get pissed off and sue you or something.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I'm actually completely down with canceling that.
Man, and also, like, I was like, I should start paying more attention to the news. I should actually, like, pay for a news subscription. And I thought about New York Times, because they do end up having a lot of, like, major headlines that I want to read. Yeah. And then they're behind that paywall.
Yeah.
But they are $15 a fucking month, and you don't even get everything for that. And that's just a digital. Like,
Jeez.
what?
Yeah, that's fucking...
No.
I wonder how they... I mean, it's a daily newspaper.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
they've got a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's... I mean, newspaper, you know, they're more on their website. Like, it's constant. It's not necessarily daily. Like, it's all day they're publishing new stuff, you know?
Yeah,
like how the internet works. But, like, yeah... $15.
But plus, I don't understand what business model they're adhering to that they can like charge $15 for newspaper in 2020.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean,
and you don't even get the crossword for that. That's a different tier. You don't get the crossword, and you don't get their whole like cooking section, which is huge and really cool.
Yeah,
you don't get that.
Jeez, dude,
canceled.
No shit. My God. Well, rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Where do we want to go from here? Let's actually, if it's cool, let's talk about this stores tracking people.
Cool, because I was going to talk about the target person, so that'll follow that really well.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I pulled this one from Wired. Now stores must tell you how they're tracking your every move. So, I mean, we all knew that this not only was coming, is here, has been here, you know, whatever tense of verb you want to use. But this is kind of California's grab at almost like a facsimile of the GDPR legislation stuff for Europe.
I wish I could just opt in to every website. Yes, you can allow cookies.
I know,
because I'm so tired of clicking OK on every site I go to.
Which I mean, you know, whatever. They got to cover themselves legally, but I wish that there's like a Google extension.
Yeah, can I just universally opt into that?
Yeah.
That's our $1 billion idea right there.
Yeah, right. Exit strategy. So basically what has occurred in California is their legislators have taken it upon themselves to push through the California Consumer Privacy Act. And basically what this does is it basically says come January 1, well, I guess since January 1, businesses must, quote, inform consumers that they are collecting personal data, quote, at or before the point of collection. The Attorney General's draft regulations, due to be finalized in time for enforcement to begin in July, suggest physical premises, I don't know why I said that, physical premises distribute paper notices or display, quote, prominent signage with a web link. So, the thing that kind of rubs me wrong about this in the first place, I think it's a step maybe in the right direction, but the problem is it's not keeping the data from being collected. It's just saying that that we have to tell you that it's being collected, and it's saying that you can opt out of basically allowing them to sell your data kind of thing, which, I mean, like, how does one go about, like, okay, so you see this signage on a store, just for instance, you walk into a Macy's or something, you see this signage, and it's like, oh yeah, you can opt out. Who do you talk to opt out? Because I can guarantee you the person
that
at
store
the POS,
manager is not gonna. That cashier is really not gonna know.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like, oh well, I need to contact Mr. Macy or Mrs. Macy and like fucking get them to take my name or put my name on the list of opting out.
Oh my god.
The other shit thing is obviously, yeah, that's cool that you can opt out, but it's still being collected. And if you think for one fucking second that I just don't believe any of this shit, even if you did contact whoever to opt out of it.
Yeah.
So you're really gonna, you know, I mean, how do you track that shit?
Man.
Are you gonna follow up with them and be like, hey, I noticed that you're brokeraging some, you know,
prove to me that you're not tracking me.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so people are kind of, I don't know. Everybody's kind of like, oh well, I guess a step in the right direction, but at the same time, it's not really a step anywhere. We're kind of spinning our wheels, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing that really sucked about this is the lawmakers wanted to really push it through quickly. So there were some last amendments / deletions that occurred, of course, right before it got passed. And let me see, where was the... Yeah, so something that was deleted in the actual verbiage that would allow a citizen to sue for violations if they were if they opted out and their shit still got sold.
Yeah.
That part got conveniently deleted. So, I mean, that's... yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't feel like I have to explain that, but no, it's just, I mean, it's one of these situations of, well, in my opinion, I think that it's almost like, hey, look, we're trying to protect your privacy, but we're not really doing a hell of a lot to protect your privacy.
Yeah.
It's
almost like they're just saying it just so it's out there, but they're not really doing anything.
Exactly. But, and so just to kind of wrap this up, at the end of this article, they were talking about how, to quote the author, or let's see, who was Turo? Joseph Turo, professor at the University of Pennsylvania. So he was an author of The Isles Have Eyes. That basically it was a book about.
That is a cool name for a book.
Pretty awesome,
I like
right?
that.
And he was quoted as saying, "There's a feeling of resignation about data collection. People think it's just the way of the world in the 21st century. CCPA warnings," he says, "could end up like California's ubiquitous Prop 65 notices, affixed to buildings, cars, phone chargers, and countless other products to warn that they contain chemicals, quote, known to the state of California to cause cancer."
Those are crazy.
Those are absolutely, insane.
And I see those on everything. Yeah. And people are like, I'm not buying this nail polish because it says... I'm like, they have to put that on everything.
Really?
Everything.
I've never talked to anybody that... I've seen these things, and it's kind of cool to know that apparently it was Prop 65 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd always seen this shit, and I'm like...
Well, it's also...
Is it not known to the other 49 states?
Well, they don't have the legislature. But it's also like... Yeah, this can cause cancer if you eat large amounts of it. It's in your nail polish. It's fucking fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just... I mean, I kind of wonder if it's not going to fall under that,
Yeah.
That people are just going to be like, oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And just brush it off. But anyway.
I wanted to get to the Target thing next, but I've got a different thing that goes better.
Yes, do it up.
So, did you see about, in London, they're doing live facial recognition cameras?
I think I saw something, but please elaborate.
This is so your thing.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't cover this week.
I actually have a good one after this
Perfect.
one. So, this is a perfect episode.
Segues all over the place.
All day, every day.
So I got this from The Guardian, who, by the way, they've always got this giant thing that's like, we need your support, please donate $1. Like, very like how Wiki does.
Yeah.
But now it's like... It all but says, Trump has ruined America and journalism. Please donate.
Yeah.
But it was so long, I was waiting on it to be an endorsement.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, it's going to be Bernie. They're going to endorse Bernie. But they don't endorse anybody. They just say, like, first of all, get that idiot out of office. But also, please donate.
Yeah.
But that was a wild ride reading that little thing on their site.
That's a little, like, a yellow segment, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Metropolitan Police are going to begin using live facial recognition cameras in London. Those are linked to powerful computers in London streets, despite skepticism from experts over how efficient the system is and widespread concerns over civil liberties. Mm-hmm. So the police are like, no, this doesn't interfere with anybody's rights. Don't worry about that. And
what?
And they're just going to use it to catch serious criminals and track down missing persons.
Of course.
Sure you are. Sure. Also, what else are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
So the police hired a surveillance expert to run a study. And he was like, this can go fuck itself. This is bad.
Yeah, no shit.
That's the dude they hired to run an independent study. So they said something like, it's like 70% accurate.
Yeah.
And your boy was like, it's 19% accurate. I don't know where they got 70.
What?
Yeah.
My God, dude.
He's a college professor who's a surveillance expert.
So they already have like the CCTV.
They have CCTV
shit,
everywhere, but now they're using live facial recognition on just like crowded
So
places.
is that like implemented into their like already existing like CCTV stuff, or
so.
new cameras, more cameras?
I'm not. It wasn't super
Gotcha,
clear on
okay.
that, or I missed it. But
Yeah, okay.
yeah, but they said that the cameras will be linked to a database of suspects uploaded using the latest intelligence.
Gotcha.
If the system detects someone who is not on the database, their information will be deleted in seconds. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then if it generates an alert because the person is wanted, an officer will speak to them. It won't be linked to any other databases. I don't believe that. Like, so all these civil liberties organizations are like, what the fuck? This is like all kinds of
Completely
against our
overstepping.
rights.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is like, you should be allowed to have like a peaceful gathering.
Yeah.
And like, no.
Does this? I mean, I feel like this almost like pisses me off that like these organizations think that they can just like blatantly fucking lie.
Also, they're not just organizations; it's the fucking cops.
Yeah, well, no, I mean
that's
yeah,
worse than just
whatever,
like whoever
government
out here. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
exactly. And but the fact that they feel like they can say that, and we're just gonna take it like fucking hook, line, and sinker.
You're just gonna be like,
know?
oh, sure, they said it doesn't interfere with my rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nope.
Big gulps, eh? Well, see you later.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing.
Jeez.
I don't
dude.
like it. I don't like it, man.
At all. At all.
Also, it tries to show you how facial recognition works, and there's these diagrams and stuff, and it's just garbage. Like, it seriously, like, mapped out this guy's face and showed, like, the diagram of, like, say it's 12 points and, like, how those measure apart.
Yeah.
And then it was showing, like, if his left eyebrow were higher, it wouldn't match him up and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? This is dumb.
I mean, yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. Well, let's talk about a little app by the name of Clearview.
Oh, yeah. See?
Yeah. So, Clearview app lets strangers find your name, info, with snap of a photo, report says. So this was this was from the newly canceled New York Times.
Hey,
CNET actually wrote the article, but they basically
regurgitated it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Source was actually the Times. So.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a startup app called Clearview AI, and they've made it possible. And this is literally right on par with what you were just talking about. Its app is being used by hundreds of law enforcement agencies in the U.S., including the FBI, according to a Saturday report in the New York Times. Jesus. Bear with me, listeners.
I'm new to
my
talking.
God, yeah. I feel like I'm having like an allergic reaction. My tongue's swelling. But anyways, so the app says the Times, The app, says the Times, works by comparing a photo to a database of more than 3 billion pictures.
Oh.
That Clearview says it's scraped off Facebook, Venmo, YouTube, and other sites.
God, this makes me want to just disappear.
Dude, like, so I started looking into this whole screen scraping stuff because No Agenda was actually talking about how Venmo and all these bank things basically worked. And there is an app or it's like a middleman organization called Plaid.
Okay.
And what Plaid does is they facilitate screen scraping for bank apps so that you don't have to remember like your account number and like routing number and all this stuff. all you have to do is give them like or whatever, sign into your bank account, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, we're gonna do the deposit stuff to verify that it's your account and everything.
Right.
But it doesn't require you to have this information that a lot of people don't really have on hand.
Like, you can get that though.
Oh, no, you can very easily get it. But what they want to do is just make it super, super easy to sign up for their stuff.
Yeah.
So what they do is you sign into, and I mean, hell, I've got Venmo.
Sure.
And, I mean, I think that's the only money transfer stuff. But anyway, that I have. And yeah, it was super easy to sign up for it. And I remember when I was signing up with PayPal, that PayPal actually required like an account number or routing number or something like that. And I had to go to the bank and find that shit out or whatever. And it was just a little bit more difficult to sign up for it. But the problem is by giving like this company Plaid that information, they literally can view your bank account at any time. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, it's just that. It's insane. But anyway, sorry, that was a hardcore tangent. The screen scraping stuff, which I think that it's confused with this other term. What was the term? Confused with content scraping. So screen scraping is actually when they just an app pulls information and it's translated into where another app or a newer version of the same app can understand it. Kind of thing. So it's not really pulling content off of it. But anyway, so getting back to the whole Clearview stuff. Dude, these guys have 3 billion pictures, or probably more than that at this point, on their app or on their database that they're able to like whatever cross-reference.
I hate that.
Oh, it's horrible. It's fucking terrible.
Also, isn't this? I saw something about this just barely earlier in the week that. I think it's the same thing. You can just like snap a picture of someone out in public and it'll tell you all their stuff.
So yeah,
if it finds them.
Yeah. And so that as of right now, they said that it is not basically designed for public use.
That's at least a little comfort, but I also don't want a cop doing it either.
Well, and I mean, it's one of these things that like to quote this Senator Mike Lee from Utah, he said basically facial recognition technology can be a powerful tool for law enforcement officials, but its very power also makes it ripe for abuse. And that just like completely reverberates with me,
Because imagine if someone in like just random citizen did get this, they could just take a picture of someone at a restaurant that they think is attractive and then start stalking them because they have their address and phone number and email and Facebook and whatever the fuck is out there.
Exactly. I mean, it is just, it's one of these things that like, I mean, my God, your information is not secure. The only thing or the only way to really keep your information secure is to set up securities by yourself. Not using like third-party apps,
or just go Ted Kaczynski and go totally off the grid, man. I mean, preferably not with the bomb part, but like cabin in the woods thing.
No, I mean, but that's really, that's really the only way that that this shit that you can keep your information out of these people's hands. Which is not. Let's be honest, it's not reasonable. It's not realistic. I mean, dude, you know that if it was, I'd already be out of here.
I know.
You'd be driving my cabin in the woods to record the podcast.
Live from the bunker.
Live from the bunker. Jeez, dude. But there was... and it also makes me think almost that... Because they had a line in here, and they're like, oh, well, what we'll do is we'll cross-reference these whatever pictures and stuff to solve crimes from shoplifting to child sexual exploitation and murder. And it almost makes me, like, I'm all for solving crimes.
Sure.
I really am.
Sure.
But, having said that, I kind of, it's like, what is it worth to us?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like what kind of price do we want to pay in order to live in a little bit safer world?
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, it's also one of these things that it's like, okay, it makes us a little bit safer out there, but then it also opens all these doors for, like you said, somebody to abuse the shit out of it and stalk someone or whatever terrible use that you can think of.
Yeah.
I guarantee you somebody would attempt to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of crazy. And then, of course, I had to fall into the comments section.
Oh, no.
Did you realize that in California, petty theft under $950 isn't prosecuted?
They're fine with it?
Like, they're just kind of like, sorry.
What? No.
Yeah. It's just like, because somebody was joking around in the comments or whatever. They were like, hey, just fix it like California. And it's like, what? Don't charge people for crimes?
That doesn't make any sense.
Not at all,
Wow.
right? Anyway, it's just, you know, it's one of these situations that, dude, this shit is already here. People are already using it. And the data's already out there. I mean, the Facebook profiles, the Twitter, media, all that shit, and hell, even like LinkedIn and all that. If you don't think people don't have programs running that are just like fucking building up databases of information on people, it's like, because that's the currency of the future. I feel like is data trade. It's
scary, man.
Pretty crazy. So.
Man, I want to get into this Target thing.
Yeah, let's do it up.
So, here's the headline. A Massachusetts store manager, nicknamed Target Tory, received more than $30,000 in donations after a customer's gripe about a mispriced toothbrush backfired on him and went viral.
A mispriced toothbrush?
Okay.
So, I literally saw the headline.
Yeah.
So, I'm stoked.
Well, so, this guy, David Levitt, who... describes himself in his Twitter bio as an award-winning multimedia journalist whose work has appeared in CBS, AXS, and Yahoo. Mm-hmm. He also has 210,000 followers and a blue check mark. Like, he's got a platform.
Yeah.
And he's a dick. He discovered an Oral-B Pro 5000 electric toothbrush on the shelf with a display price of only 1 cent.
Okay.
That was an error.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
You know that, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was actually on sale for $89.99, but Levitt insisted he should be able to purchase it for the next to nothing display price. The manager refused to honor it.
Of course.
He called the police. He at least did not call 911, but he did call police and, got them to write up a report. They fucking sided with him because they're cops.
Wait.
Imagine being...
But this is... How is a crime being committed?
Well... So,
what was
his original tweet was griping about it with a picture of the manager. There was a picture of the manager, there was a picture of the toothbrush with the price tag, and then there was a picture of a screenshot of the law saying you have to honor the price as advertised. Do you know how many boomers have griped about false advertisement and they're always fucking wrong? I worked in retail and people would come up and at Old Navy, they'd be like, these jeans were sitting in front of that sign that says $4. And I'm like, yeah, the sign says $4 for the t-shirts. Someone just put jeans there. A single pair. You know better. God. We're not honoring that. They'd be like, that's false advertisement. Okay, take me to claims court, bro.
What in the fuck?
So this guy, he had a whole little rant on Twitter. The very last tweet said, I have not been able to afford to go to a dentist in over 3 years. So yes, I wanted a good toothbrush and was thrilled to see such an amazing price on an at Oral-B, but at Target refused to honor it. And now I have to take them to court. You can't afford to go get your teeth cleaned, but you can afford to go to court over $90 fucking dollars.
Oh my god.
So, also...
This dude just seems like a piece.
Well, people just mind his Twitter, and he does this all the time.
Yeah.
He's gone after Walmart 2 or 3 times, and, he always does the exact same shit.
Yeah.
And the top reply was somebody with another screenshot further down in that exact same law that says it doesn't apply when it's a gross error. And, like, specifically calls out and says, if the display price is less than half the original price, and, like, they never planned to sell it for that price, then, like, it's understood they don't have to.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not even in the right.
I mean, like, dude...
Like, you know they're not selling a $90 toothbrush for a penny.
Yeah.
That's not, like, they're not honoring their sale price, or they're not price matching like they say they will. Like, you know you're just being ridiculous.
Yeah, you're just being a fucking dick, dude.
So then, I didn't realize why this guy's name was familiar. Right after the bombing at the Manchester Arena Ariana Grande concert that killed 22 people and the bomber, this motherfucker tweeted about that and said, yeah, last time I listened to Ariana Grande, I almost died too. This guy's a real winner.
Oh my god, what a piece of shit.
Lovely
man.
dude, real peach.
God,
I think Twitter should fucking deplatform him.
No shit, man.
This guy's a monster. Like, he's just out here just trying to be ridiculous all the time. So anyway, somebody started a GoFundMe for that manager, who's a younger girl named Tori.
Yeah.
And as of this morning, it was near $35,000.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're wanting to send her on a vacation, and she was really nice about it. She said she's going to donate a lot of the money to charity and use the rest to go on a vacation somewhere warm. Yeah, and she doesn't sound bothered by it all. She she really said her reaction was just that she wished she had wore makeup to work the day that he snapped her picture.
That's awesome.
Like, I like this girl.
Yeah.
But like, what a garbage human.
Yeah, man.
David Levitt's canceled.
David Levitt's, go fuck yourself. My God. No, I saw some headlines about it, and I didn't end up clicking it, but I'm glad that you covered it, because my God, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, like, and there were, of course, boomers replying to his tweet too and be like, they have to honor it, it's the law. Shut up.
My God, dude.
You don't even understand the law. You latched on to what you think some law is.
Yeah.
And you just want to gripe about it to everybody.
God, that's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
Man, I miss working in retail quite a bit, but not when it comes to that garbage.
Yeah, no shit, dude. So what was this dude's name one more time?
David Levitt.
David Levitt, you're fucking canceled. You know what else is canceled?
What?
Emotional support animals.
Yeah. But my peacock.
but my emotional support iguana. So, I pulled this one from rollcall.com, which, take that with a grain of salt. But it's actually a legit story, so we'll go ahead and hop into it. Emotional support animals could be banned from planes under DOT rule. Thank fucking God, because the time of bringing your miniature horse or peacock onto the fucking flight... because it helps calm your nerves during takeoff and landing. Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry.
Like, but there are good cases out there for this, and I understand that, but mostly it just gets abused all to hell.
Well, so this is, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
The thing that if you legitimately need an emotional support animal, go through the proper ways to have it certified.
Okay, but there's not. There's not a way. That's just, you can only get a service animal. So,
but but do they not have service
I don't know that anxiety
that
counts. I don't know.
Really? For some reason, I was thinking that it did, but maybe not.
Maybe they do. I'm not sure.
I would think that there would be some kind of manner, and I probably, obviously, I should have checked into this prior to recording, but I haven't. Sorry.
Yeah. But this is obviously, like, you know, there's like real, like, service animals that are out there, like, telling you when you're about to have an epileptic seizure, or I think there's ones that tell you when your blood sugar's low. I'm pretty sure that's a thing now.
Oh, really?
And then obviously, like, a seeing eye dog or something like that. Sure, those count. Those are valid.
Yeah, for sure. But I would say at some point, you need to, if you have a legit concern about this stuff, I would think there's an avenue that you could go through.
There's got to be a process,
to have it okayed.
Yeah.
You know? But the vast majority of these people
are just abusing it.
Yeah, like you said, are abusing the shit out of it. and just basically want to fly free with their animal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not why this was put into place. It's not for fucking free boarding for your animal.
Yeah.
It's for people that actually need this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so the U.S. Department of Transportation Wednesday released a proposed rule that would let airlines ban most, quote, emotional support animals in airplane cabins and board only specially trained service dogs to assist people with disabilities.
Yeah.
So I would think that you could probably have it, or have like a psychiatric thing,
Yeah.
basically put in the category of a disability.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I think so.
I don't know. So I mean, if you know, because obviously they want people that need this stuff. They
Sure.
want them to have that and have
Sure.
access to it.
Sure.
But yeah, here we go. The rule comes amid a spate of high-profile stories of airplane passengers trying to bring support animals, including miniature horses.
Oh, I thought you were just being ridiculous when you said that. Oh, God.
Yeah. Is it capuchin monkeys?
Capuchin monkeys. Oh, my God.
Capuchin monkeys and peacocks on airplanes. Airlines facing such menageries had little specific guidance from the Federal Aviation Administration. So, I mean, you know, which this was kind of interesting to me also is the fact that, did you know that like one person can have two animals? Like if they're like legit service animals?
Huh. I mean, okay.
Which I don't know why you would require two.
I mean, say if you were blind and you had seizures.
Yeah.
And you couldn't cross-train one dog?
I'm not laughing.
I don't know.
I'm not laughing at that.
But like,
it's
what are the odds?
Well, it's like, oh, well, this is my low blood sugar dog, and this is my CNI dog over here.
Yeah,
you
right?
know?
I mean...
But yeah, so I would say that if you think that you have a legitimate disability, go through the proper avenues to get it, you know, certified as a legitimate service animal.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have any problems.
Yeah.
So there's this website that they cited, the U.S. Support Animals, and it just pisses me off being on it because, like we were talking about a little bit before the show, people would hop on websites like this, and they have like doctor's notes that you can buy.
Yep.
They have little like service animal collars and lanyards and leashes and all this stuff that, you know, it's just it's annoying because it's people preying on other people that are abusing something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's terrible. But like this one keychain thing that or whatever it would hang on a dog collar. It says service dog access required by ADA law. I'm just like, man, come on.
That's
like
not...
just fucking like come on. But yeah, it's just kind of sick, and you know, you can send in this stuff and they'll send you a nice little whatever certificate of authentication, you know. And or authenticity,
anything.
you know, and it's just like anyway. Just super annoying, and I'm glad that the FAA is totally like clamping down on this shit because it needed to be. It was getting silly,
yeah.
You know?
It's a bit much.
But anyway, we'll go ahead and cruise on. Where are we going to go from here?
I've got a little opioid news.
Let's do it.
A federal court has sentenced former executives of Insys, including the founder and ex-CEO John Kapoor, to years in prison for their roles in irresponsibly marketing the painkiller Subsys and perpetuating the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
So, U.S. District Judge Allison Burroughs sentenced Kapoor to 5.5 years in prison. Prosecutors were requesting 15 years, but defense was requesting just 1, so it was a bit of a win.
Yeah.
The other executives received sentences between 1 and 3 years.
Yeah.
They were found guilty of criminal racketeering, which is the kind of charge that's typically used to shut down the mob and drug trafficking organizations. That's a big message.
Yeah, no shit,
That's a big
dude.
thing to say.
That is a huge thing.
Yeah. They were found to have been bribing doctors to prescribe their fentanyl-based painkiller. The website Vox called this another sign that the federal government and the public are increasingly ready to hold individuals and companies responsible for their roles in the nationwide opioid epidemic. Good.
Yeah. No shit, dude. It's about fucking time.
Man, some of the details from this are wild, though.
Really?
Prosecutors detailed their far-reaching efforts to sell as much of the potent opioid painkiller substance as possible. So it was approved for cancer pain. Mm-hmm. Prosecutors accused the company of paying off doctors for, say, fake educational talks so they would prescribe the drug wildly. So just throwing money at them to prescribe it more.
So I remember when I was working as a pharmacy technician in undergraduate. That was like kind of when they started cracking down on drug reps being able to give kickbacks to pharmacies and docs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like it, because I mean, dude, these people were like, these drug companies were sending doctors on fucking paid like cruises and vacations to prescribe my God.
Yeah.
To prescribe a fucking medication.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, it's I can't even wrap my mind around that.
Yeah.
Shit. Like that is fucking wild.
I worked in catering for a few years and I was taking the orders and like coordinating them and stuff and almost all our business were farm reps. And they said like doctors wouldn't even see them unless they fed their whole office.
Yeah.
So like these people are buying hundreds of dollars worth of lunches every single day for different doctor's offices.
Yeah.
And not for like a doctor's office with like 6 people, but a doctor's office with like 23 people every day to get in there and be like, please prescribe my drug. I'm like, this is all so fucking corrupt. Why is this legal?
Yeah, it's like, well, so whatever happened to like giving the patient what they actually fucking need,
right?
As opposed to what's being pitched. You know, it's like, dude, healthcare is in such a it's shambles,
such a mess.
Dude, in the U.S.
Couple more details on this. They were also misleading and lying to insurance companies so that insurance would pay for the medication. God. And a former employee said she saw Sunshine Lee, a former regional sales director who was previously an exotic dancer, give a doctor a lap dance to get him to prescribe more of it.
Sunshine Lee.
That's a name. But
that's called going above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Like...
Oh my God, that is outrageous.
Hey, big boy, you like pills?
God. My God,
what
dude.
What the fuck?
Is that a pill bottle in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, man. There was a rap video that the drug brand made, and one of these CEO guys, or whoever it was dressed up as a pill bottle in the rap video. I didn't play it because I didn't want the song to get stuck in my head. Oh my God.
That is insane, dude.
What a fucking mess.
Such a fucking mess. My God. Well, fucking finally. Hopefully this just sets a precedence for, other crooked ass motherfuckers and at least makes them a little bit more hesitant to pull this bullshit, you know? But, well, let's hop over to I thought this was actually really funny. There's not like a whole lot to be said about it, but Facebook says technical error caused vulgar translation of Chinese leader's name.
I saw that.
This is so fucking incredible. So Facebook on Saturday blamed a technical error for Chinese leader Zhi Jing Ping. Oh my God.
Listen.
Anyway, Xi Jinping's name appearing as, quote, Mr. Shithole in posts on its platform when translated into English from Burmese.
Mr. Shithole is my dad. Just call me Z.
Just call me Shithole, man. Oh, it's a lit Mr. Shithole. That is so fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
So yeah, dude. They said a statement about the visit published on Suu Kyi's official Facebook, who she was the state counselor that was with him when he was traveling. It was littered with references to, quote, Mr. Shithole when translated to English, while a headline in local news journal, the Irrawaddy, appeared as Dinner Honors President Shithole.
Oh my god. That's our president.
Dude,
Shithole.
it's just so great. I just
I
think
kept thinking it was shithead, but shithole is even better.
Yeah, it really is. So they started looking into it, and they said the Facebook system did not have President Xi Jinping's name in its Burmese database, and guessed at the translation, the company said. It was a terrible guess. Translation tests of similar words that start with XI and she in Burmese also produced shithole. It added so they didn't have his name in the database, so it just defaulted, I guess, to shithole.
Okay, hey, why is shithole in your database?
Oh, I just thought this was absolutely incredible.
Man, I saw a little bit of karma news.
Oh yeah? What's up?
A man in India was sliced in the neck by a blade he had attached to his rooster's claw while on their way to a cockfight, and the guy died.
No shit.
I mean, I don't wish death on anyone, but also
that's wild.
don't
dude,
do
cockfighting. Come on.
It's been illegal there since 1960, but it's still like commonplace.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
And then I was like, I wonder how long it's been illegal in the U.S. Guess.
Probably like 20 years or something.
Not even.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
now illegal in all 50 states, but the most recent ban was in Louisiana in 2007.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Man. Also, I found a whole there's a whole petition where someone is like, make cockfighting legal in Tennessee because it'll bring us a lot of tourists. Take a seat. That's not no sir.
No. Can we not find another like tourist attraction?
Literally any other tourist attraction.
Yeah. How about Dollywood?
Good God.
Oh my god, that's outrageous, dude.
I've got something on a lighter note.
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying like I think libraries, like reading is having like a little renaissance. Like I think reading's a thing again.
Yeah.
Gallup just did a poll in December asking Americans how many times a year they did like certain activities for leisure, and going to a library outranked everything on the list, no matter how they broke down the data.
I wonder. What do you think like affected that, or has had an effect on it?
I don't know. Because what.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
The overall results. So they asked how many times a year you do these things on the list.
Yeah.
The top one was go to a library with 10.5 times a year on average.
Okay.
The next one was go to a movie at a theater with 5.3.
Oh wow.
So
that's
just
substantial.
just about half.
Yeah.
And then numerically attend a live sporting event, attend a live music or theater event, visit a national or historical park, visit a museum, visit a gambling casino, go to an amusement or theme park, and visit a zoo.
Yeah.
And like they sorted them, this was really cool. They sorted them by men versus women, and by age group, and by income group. And in every one of those, in every category, library was the top one.
That's crazy.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And man, I meant to pull this other headline, but it said it was like a lot more people checked out books from the library last year than ever before.
Yeah.
Like library usage had gone way up. I forget what the details were, but it was cool. I'm like,
so I've got a couple of things that I would think maybe affected it.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if the kind of Harvey Weinstein like Me Too stuff that had, it obviously affected a shit ton of actors and actresses and stuff. And I wonder if people were almost like boycotting to a degree like Hollywood.
Maybe.
I mean, I know that's a bit of a stretch, but in addition to that, Megan and I were kind of talking about it, and like, there really haven't been a hell of a lot of like great movies out.
Yeah.
And it's fucking expensive as balls to go see a movie now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think just for Megan and I, because we always since we go to see movies so infrequently, we normally will get like popcorn and Coke and like chairs or whatever. And so I mean, dude, after you buy tickets and everything, I mean, you're closing in on $50.
Oh yeah,
like easy peasy.
But
so.
I just don't like the experience. Like, I don't like going to the theater. I have terrible experiences when I go. Yeah. Like, just with people, like, fucking, like, on their phones or, like, talking to their friends during movies and shit. I mean, there's a real quick side story. So Megan and I, one of the last movies that we went to go see was A Quiet Place. Yeah.
And the title of the movie is A Quiet Place. A quiet. Emphasis on quiet.
Yeah.
So we go in the theater. We're sitting like perfect center in the theater. It was like during the day, so I mean nobody was fucking in there.
Yeah.
Except one guy in the very back row. Just like one dude. Uh-huh. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, that's fine, you know. And yeah, I know it was kind of weird in the first place.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Anyway, so we're sitting there, and like we always get there really early so that we get the most out of you know, see all the previews, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and all the previews run, everything, and then lights dim, movie starts to come on.
Yeah.
We hear this dude unzip a bag. And then he pulls out a bag of chips.
No.
I swear to God, if Megan was here, she would fucking corroborate this. But, dude, he pulls out a bag of chips, and it's like he somehow went back to whatever, about 5 to 7 years ago, or 5 years ago, when Sun Chips was doing their biodegradable bags that were fucking insanely loud.
Crinkly.
And he's just like... And literally, he's doing this for the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, my God.
And I swear to God, I looked over at Megan, and I was just like, if this goes on for, like, much longer, I'm going to ask the motherfucker to, like,
I seriously,
take a little reprieve.
When shit like that happens, I'm like, am I being punked?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, it was so incredible, because he waited.
Yeah.
For the movie to start before he started eating fucking potato chips.
Oh my God.
Get like a fucking cow's tail or something. Like, eat something that's not fucking loud, you inconsiderate dick ass. But anyway. So
I've been to the theater a few times when someone thinks they're a comedian and that they need to loudly commentate on the whole movie. And I'm like, no one thinks you're funny. You're not part of this movie. Shut up.
Open mic nights next Thursday,
right?
Asshole.
Like, it's not here.
Yeah. God, that's irritating.
It's so annoying.
But yeah, that's kind of the shitty thing about it, is just the fact that it's like you pay to be around strangers that you don't know are even there to fucking watch the movie.
Yeah.
Or to eat chips.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, sorry, hardcore tangent. That is really awesome, though, that reading is kind of making a resurgence and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
And it also kind of makes me wonder if libraries aren't kind of catching up on technology in regards to...
well, I think that's a really big thing, because, like, I use the library app all the time, because you can get, you know, books and stuff on there and read them on the app or on your, like, e-reader or on your computer too, because they've got an app on there. Yeah. But, like, I wear that out. I mean, I always, like, I listened to 2 audiobooks this week. Yeah. From the library. Yeah. Like...
See, dude, I'm so terrible about this shit. I don't even have a fucking library card.
You gotta go get one, dude.
I know. I really do. Yeah. I might just take Finn and go one day.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that's just that's pretty awesome, though. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
Did you see Vine? Did you see the Vine news?
Oh, yeah, the Bite stuff.
Yeah, it's basically back.
Okay. So what's up?
So the co-founder launched a new 6-second video app, and like, they're not even trying to pretend that they're unique. Like, the app calls itself Familiar, and it's when it's telling you how it works, it's like, you know the drill, and then it tells you. They know.
So, I don't remember, or remind me of what happened with Vine in the first place, or did it just kind of fall out of fashion?
Twitter got rid of it. Like, Twitter owned it.
Yeah.
And got rid of it, but I never really knew why.
Yeah, because honestly, I kind of liked Vine.
I loved Vine.
Yeah.
I really hope Byte does well, because Vine was so fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I remember this one that I had my brother over, and we got pissed drunk, and then made a Vine.
Oh, God.
And it was the most, like, we were listening to, like, fucking Electric Avenue on vinyl. And my brother's, like, dancing, like, eating a fucking, like, ice pop or something.
You showed me that.
It was so fucking stupid. But my God, it was fun to look back on.
Yeah, I really hope Byte succeeds.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about some Spotify.
Yeah.
I think you had something kind of that goes just as a side note kind of thing to go with this, but Spotify is now making playlists for your pets.
Yeah.
So. Which I thought this was kind of interesting in regards to, they have 5 categories. Dog, makes sense.
Sure.
Cat,
Okay.
makes sense. Bird, okay. Then hamster, getting a little off the beaten path, and then iguana.
No!
I was like,
Iguanas are having a moment.
yeah, no shit, dude. But so basically what they do is you hop on Spotify and you go to their pets playlist website. Then it presents you with the 5 pet options that I just named and asks you to define a few personality traits, like whether your pet is energetic or relaxed, shy or friendly, and apathetic or curious. Apathetic. I love. So okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a little
About Goomba?
Yes.
Well, Goomba has moods. Sometimes he's chilled out,
Yeah.
and sometimes he's tearing ass around the house.
Yeah.
So when he's tearing ass, he's not gonna sit down and watch a video.
I mean, dude, this is just. Do you think Goomba likes music?
I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
it bothers him, but
Yeah.
I also don't see him like swaying along when I'm like
Yeah.
playing music.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God! I just think it's kind of well. Now to put on the tinfoil hat. Basically, all this is another data grab, of course. Because they have you fill out all this information. Okay, now they have information about what animals you have in your home.
Yeah.
And like, whatever.
Listen, maybe I just want to see what iguanas want to listen to.
I know. Honestly, I was really close to filling one out for an iguana to see what the fuck.
He's a
like.
chill dude.
Yeah.
He's curious.
He's very into the hives and Boy George. But
he does not like bluegrass.
Yeah, he is not a fan of bluegrass. My God. But so the author of this article ended up filling it out for his cat.
Yeah.
And they said that he said the site determined that my extremely energetic cat Pretzel would like, I know, right? Would like Blackmoth Super Rainbow, which I don't know if you're familiar with them, but that is some fucking very bizarre shit.
Yeah.
Das Racist, which I actually love, and the Smiths. It was just one of these things that I'm like, I would love for whoever engineered this algorithm that does the matching to explain to me what thought went into.
Yeah, that is so much fun.
He said that also they threw in a handful of songs that just happened to have the word cat in the title, like the Rolling Stones, Stray Cat Blues, and Hot Chips Alley Cats. And then he finished off the paragraph with, "I hate to say it, but the playlist seems pretty good."
I'm really gonna check that out. I'm excited
that would
about
be
that.
awesome. Ooh, dude, do it for Goomba and let us know what's up.
Yeah, I will let you know what Goomba thinks of this playlist. That would be
fun as shit.
In related news,
sure.
Wired just ran an article a couple days ago saying cats who were once YouTube stars are now an emerging audience. So now YouTube is on it. Also, YouTube is fucking trying. Like, I logged on the other day and I was looking through stuff that I, like, subscribe to.
Yeah.
YouTube has, like, still photos now. Like,
What do you mean?
It just in your feed?
What?
I'm like, you're a video platform. Why are there pictures?
Yeah.
What?
What?
And there's, like, status updates and stuff. I'm like, are you trying to be all of the social media platforms and get everyone to just come to YouTube? Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
That's weird.
YouTube's weird.
Yeah.
So I just want to read the first paragraph of this article. Whenever Courtney Cerrone grabs her iPad, her cat Cooper runs over as though a bag of treats has just been shaken. He wants to watch YouTube. Specifically, videos of squirrels and tiny birds scurrying about. She says, his eyes get super big and he moves his head back and forth following the animals. He ducks his head down low like he's hiding. And one time he looked at me meowing like, help me catch this bastard.
That's awesome. This totally makes me think of the movie Scrooged.
Yeah.
Because, like, on it, he's talking to, like, the network president or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, he being...
Bill Murray?
fucking Bill Murray, yeah. Bill Murray is talking to the, because he's like the, whatever, the network director and blah, blah, blah. So, he's talking to the president, and the president's like, oh, you know what, you know who is an emerging market for, that we should start putting programming on the TV for? Cats and dogs. And he's like, I don't know, maybe you could, like, you know, put a little mouse to scurry across the floor or something during a show.
They were seeing into the future.
No
They knew what
shit.
was up. No, I've known people people who are insane who like leave music and stuff on for their animals, but like I knew one girl specifically that like would play a certain album when it was thunderstorming because she swore that calmed her dog down. I'm like, no, you've just lost your whole mind. Oh my god. Like, we live in Tennessee at thunderstorms all the time. Your dog needs to calm down.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny though. I wonder if that'll actually catch on.
I don't know.
Because I've heard of the same thing that you literally just mentioned.
Yeah.
It's like leaving the TV on. Or
My
the
mom
radio
leaves her
on or
TV on for
something,
her
you know?
dog just because I feel like my cat gets lonely and I know mom feels like her dog gets lonely.
Yeah.
So like she thinks the TV, you know, it's got people talking and stuff.
I
So
mean,
it feels like people are sure.
If you want to do that, whatever.
Humans
you
do
know?
that.
Yeah.
People leave the TV on in the background just so they don't feel so alone.
My god, dude, I hate silence.
Yeah.
I mean, most times that you're over here, we probably have some kind of music.
Always,
playing.
yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how much this catches on or not. So
I think it's gonna be neat.
So
I'll probably ruin their algorithm because I'll just like put on like a chill cat playlist while I'm reading.
yeah, right. So speaking of music,
Oh boy.
let's hop on over and talk about the Mars Volta singer Cedric Bixler Zavala.
Okay.
Which that's a hell of a name
That's
in the
a
first
name.
place. I don't think I ever knew his name, but
I think I knew Cedric.
okay.
But
Yeah, which I actually did. I used to really like at the drive-in. I wasn't that familiar with Mars Volta.
I listened to
but-
Mars Volta's first album, and do you remember that music video for Televators?
I don't actually.
It was weird.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like a little critter, like
fucking...
floating through like kind of a haunted forest. Really
Yeah.
cool, really atmospheric.
Gotcha.
But man,
So-
like Mars Volta is one of those you can't just sit around and listen to them all day. You'll just go nuts.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, that's kind of what it sounds like, which I wouldn't put it past the Church of Scientology to harass someone. But,
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's jump
Let's
into
hear about it.
Mars Volta singer says his dog was killed by Scientologists protecting That 70s Show actor. That 70s Show actor that he is referring to is none other than Danny Masterson.
Oh boy.
Who played, I don't remember, Hyde? Is that the dude's name on the
White
show?
guy with the curly hair?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think his name's Hyde.
He's
Anyway.
been doing some he does stuff still. Like why are you just not you? Why are they just referring to him as That 70s Show? I guess that's what he's
do you
most
know,
known
Yeah, I was
for.
going to say, do you know, like...
I
know he's definitely, like, most
Oh, he was in The
prevalent.
Ranch.
I never saw The Ranch.
It's a Netflix show. Boomers really like it.
I've heard.
Jesse really likes it.
Boomers and Jesse.
Boomers and Jesse.
So anyway, Cedric Bixler Zavala of the Mars Volta and At the Drive-In had to put his family dog down yesterday after she ate rat poison. And he says that Scientologists protecting that 70s show actor Danny Masterson were behind it. So basically what happened was Bixler Zavala's wife, Chrissy Carnell Bixler, accused Masterson of raping her while they were dating in the late 90s. And so he's basically accusing them of harassing him to get her to, like, shut up about that.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked, to be honest. If the accusations are accurate, I don't know. I obviously don't think that he was found guilty, but I mean that's still fucking.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah.
So Bixler Zavala and Carnell Bixler are both former Scientologists, while Masterson is currently an active member of this Church of Scientology. So basically, he was accusing people of throwing rolled up raw meat that had rat poison, like in the center of it, into his yard. And he has accused them. This is the second dog that they are being accused of killing by throwing shit into his yard. So, this is it's really the Church of Scientology, man. Is just fucking next level shit.
Listen,
like,
so tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
I was sitting in traffic one day this week, and for some reason I was like, I wonder if Tom Brady is a Scientologist. Mm-hmm. So I Google it. I type, is Tom Brady a... And I type an S, and it gave me a couple suggestions, but not Scientologist. And as I kept typing, it never suggested it. And I was like, Google's fucking in on it. And then when I actually hit go or search or whatever, none of the results were very good. And I was like, oh, Google is covering for Brady.
Dude,
who I don't think is a Scientologist. I think he's really Catholic.
But it's the kind of fascinating thing, and I think prior to you joining the show, Joseph and I used to talk about this a decent bit, is the whole idea that and you actually had a very good point.
Yeah.
What we're not getting the internet. We're getting the internet according to Google.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people, including myself, you forget because you're so used to just when you want to look something up, where do you go?
Yeah.
Google.com.
Everything's got its filters and stuff, and you're only getting just like the fucking mainstream media, man. You only get some news, and it's hard to find news that the mainstream is not covering.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Yeah,
though, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway. So I don't know. It's still up in the air about Tom Brady being a Scientologist.
I don't think he is. I think he's really, really Catholic, but he's weird enough. It would suit him to be a Scientologist.
Well, the whole Scientology thing, I guess once you have shit tons of money, you're just looking for other things to get into.
I don't know. I don't know what the appeal is.
It's so weird, man.
It's not good.
It is so weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to read this segment of one of the rants that this dude was going on
the singer?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Cedric, whatever.
Yeah.
Zavala, Bixler, blah, 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 all that jazz. So this was just kind of bizarre. So he's basically talking about how Scientology is covering up for people and all this jazz. And so then he goes to... so here's a special shout out to all the powerful cats, all the midnight vultures, all the friends of Earl, all the barrack troops.
I'm sorry, friends of Earl?
So I got into the comments section.
Oh, okay.
And somebody said or suggested that they were referring to Jason Lee because he's
Oh, Earl. My name is Earl. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was actually pretty fascinating to watch the comment section dissect this paragraph.
Oh, yeah.
But all the barrack troops, all you owners of hip red bag coffee, all you stoned owners of Harvard, all you house geisha dwellers, all you managerial pieces of shit repping strokes of luck, all of you Oscar stylists, all you deadly little Sarahs, all you post-apocalyptic soldiers fighting zombies in Atlanta, all you black cube thugs, all you newly indoctrinated, quote, people of the sun, all you poser hags wearing Native American regalia for purposes of rock stardom, I see you. I see what side of her story you were on.
Whoa.
Right?
Also, like, maybe next time just shorten it and be like, friends, Romans, countrymen, and then say what you gotta say.
Yeah, right. But I thought that, because, I mean, I get some of these, like, Oscar stylists, that's pretty much on the nose.
But those have to be, like, direct shots at certain people.
Yeah, okay. Post-apocalyptic soldiers fighting zombies in Atlanta.
That's gotta be some boys in Walking Dead.
Right?
Yeah.
But this was really fascinating on a couple different levels, you know? Because he was talking, he also references the fact that Beck had left the Church of Scientology.
Okay, but has he?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean...
Or, I'm sorry, in quotation marks, left. So, but yeah, this was just some really, really fucking bizarre stuff. And I don't know. I wonder if anything will actually come of this, you know? Or if this is just going to get swept under the rug.
I wonder if someone has, like, a breakdown of who all those shots are at.
Yeah. So let me see if let me pull up the comment section one more time. Yeah, so they said Jason Lee of my name is Earl. So he said friends of Earl. Apparently Jason Lee actually left the Church of Scientology. Mm-hmm. Well, in quotation marks, left. Allegedly. But yeah, man. And then they also had it broken down in the comments section, so obviously take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
All you stone owners of Harvard. Somebody said there's, and I'll go ahead and give credit to username Bing Bong Lol.
Thank you, Bing Bong Lol.
Yeah, right. There's a bar/venue in Hollywood called Harvard and Stone. I don't know if that's what he's referring to, but it raised my eyebrow. Quote, all you post-apocalyptic soldiers fighting zombies in Atlanta, Walking Dead films in Atlanta plus Georgia.
Sure.
So, I mean, that one was pretty, yeah. And then somebody else, Y *B*, Scientology owns a shitload of commercial property in Hollywood. I'm sure they own Harvard and Stone. So, I don't know. But yeah, man, it was just, it was a very bizarre call out. It was a very cryptic call out, you know?
Man. Yeah, this is
pretty fascinating.
There's a lot going on with all this.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But anywho, I think I've got like one. No, I've got two more actually. Do you have anything?
I've got one last thing.
Sure.
Friend of the podcast, Kaylin, sent me a history of pettifogging for the pettifoggers around you.
Nice.
The Cambridge Dictionary says that pettifogging people give too much attention to small, unimportant details in a way that shows a limited mind. Also, I think any lawyer that would take that Target motherfucker's case is a pettifogger.
Yeah, no shit.
In the later Middle Ages, there was a class of lawyers who earned their livings by making a great deal of fuss over minor legal cases. About 1560, they came to be known as pettifoggers. They often had limited concern for scruples or conscience, and the term was deeply contemptuous. And another quote from the article calls a pettifogging lawyer a pest to society.
Dude, I love it.
It's so fun. Yeah. It's so good. I love weird words.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it a little bit prior to the show, and I was basically like, pettifoggers. My God, I feel like that's like a requirement by any American politician. So it's like, let me point at this fucking completely irrelevant detail and just scream it at you so that you don't pay attention to what actually matters.
Right. Lord.
Jeez. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kaylin.
Yeah.
So, I have, whoa, man.
A lot going on downstairs.
Yeah, I have a son that is screaming his head off downstairs.
Sorry, I think my emotional support giraffe got loose.
Yeah, no shit. Wait, does that mean if I get Finn certified as an emotional support animal, then he'll fly for free?
I would think so. Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
That sounds valid.
I'm going to buy a collar and a vest for him. So I want to talk about this one for a couple of different reasons.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is probably what we're going to end up ending with.
Yeah.
Because there's a little bit to unpack. Vegas Casino says O.J. Simpson too tarnished to defame.
I love this.
I
love it.
Love it, dude. So, yeah. O.J. Simpson couldn't have been defamed by accounts that he was drunk and disruptive before being banned from a Las Vegas Strip hotel casino because his reputation was already tarnished, attorneys for the property told a judge. So basically their defense, or not I guess it would
their
be
defense.
defense.
Yeah.
Is that his reputation is such garbage at this point that nothing that they did or said could possibly make it worse.
Yes.
I think that is an absolutely hilarious
That's so cool.
defense. And it'll be interesting to see if it actually holds up, to be honest. But so basically he was picked up or he was contacted by the Cosmopolitan and said that he was like not allowed to go back there or whatever. I was trying to find the actual what they were saying, but so okay, that's pretty cut and dry. They said let's see, his lawyers, I guess that wouldn't be defense, right? Or because one of them has to be prosecuting, right?
Okay, so we were wrong a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so the defense is
him or whatever, or his lawyer. So his lawyer is citing basically two landmark U.S. Supreme Court decisions regarding race.
Ugh.
The 1857 Dred Scott ruling denying full citizenship to African Americans, and Plessy versus Ferguson, an 1898 case upholding the idea of segregated, quote, separate but equal facilities. Both precedents have since been invalidated by constitutional amendments and court challenges. So I think that basically the lawyer is being accused of like pulling like the race card stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't really, I mean, surely to God that's going to have like zero effect on this stuff.
I don't know, right? Man. I mean, I think anytime race gets brought up, everybody, feels like they have to walk on eggshells and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so everybody does really more like watch what they say and censor themselves and stuff. So I think it's at least going to give people some pause. Like, whereas before anyone brought up the race thing, we were just talking about OJ being a piece of shit. But now they're like, you just don't like him because he's black. And you're like, no, I don't like him because he murdered 2 people and got away with it. But okay.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is I mean, like, I feel like a nice place to start would be like, okay, take a white person.
Yeah.
And make them drunk and disruptive.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be asked to leave and not allowed back on the premises.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just, it was just kind of silly. But the other kind of weird thing about all this is, so they asked for a different judge. Simpson's lawyer asked for a different judge because the current judge was like, oh my God, I'm like falling over myself on this shit. The Cosmopolitan has also exercised a right to have the case So the Cosmopolitan asked for the different judge. They wanted to be reassigned from Clark County District Court Judge Adriana Escobar. Attorneys did not have to provide a reason for the request, and the case is now before Judge Ronald Israel.
Okay.
Laverne called Escobar one of few minority judges on the court. So it just seems like there's a lot of like, I don't know, tampering with our legal system kind of thing.
Yeah,
right? Which I know that this shit happens all the fucking time.
But they're doing this stuff just to prolong it and just to raise a ruckus.
Yeah.
And just to get everybody, feeling like disoriented.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So it was really kind of bizarre also because they said that because currently he's on parole. Simpson's on parole until 2022 because of the bullshit that he pulled in 2007, I believe.
I think so.
And so Nevada parole officials visited Simpson the next day and determined he had not violated probation, according to Simpson's lawsuit. It said officials, quote, ultimately determined that the Cosmopolitan's assertions against Simpson were false, end quote. So I'm trying to understand how somebody showing up the day after an event happened, how they could come to the conclusion that the Cosmopolitan's assertions against Simpson were false. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just now maybe this like article's just written poorly, or maybe I'm misinterpreting it or something.
Know.
But it's very like at first I thought it was just going to be one of these like, oh well, OJ was drunk and
right.
OJ was drunk and making like a rumpus at some fucking casino and got kicked out. Surprise, surprise, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it was just it was a very kind of bizarre story.
Yeah.
A lot of weird I don't know, happenings.
Yeah, I don't know
stuff.
what to think about.
Plus, I thought that like I'm obviously I would is parole just parole? Like, if you're on parole, do the same rules apply to like?
No, I want to think no. I think it's specific to each case because like your parole is going to have your specific terms. So like if you were like involved in like you might have terms based around your crime. Like
okay, gotcha.
If you just attempted to murder your ex-girlfriend.
Can't be around her.
Your parole might include like you can't be around her or try to contact her or something like that. Whereas like you don't even know that ex-girlfriend, that wouldn't be your parole. You know? Or
well, so
plus like casinos, I feel like that's a weird thing to be able to go to.
Yeah,
is that where you were going with that?
Not only that, but like basically being drunk in public and stuff.
I mean, that's illegal anyway.
Yeah.
So
it seems like that would be a violation.
Like I think all parole is basically like also
hey,
you can't commit any
shit.
Crimes.
Yeah.
And being drunk in public is a misdemeanor, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what public intox kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just it was kind of weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah. And plus, all of this was literally brought to light by fucking TMZ. Simpson blames unnamed hotel staff for telling celebrity website TMZ that he was prohibited from returning to the Cosmopolitan in November 2017. TMZ is not a defendant in the lawsuit. I'm just like, what? Oh my god. Just absolutely insane, dude.
Right.
Absolutely insane. So, one last thing, unless you've got something.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Tinder has decided to add a panic button for dates that go wrong.
I say good on Tinder.
I completely agree.
And I'm surprised that hasn't happened sooner.
Yeah. Now, I do feel like it's almost patronizing, like that they have they called it the safety center, like the portion of the app or whatever. And then they have online dating safety 101, and it's like a 6-question quiz. Let me read you the first question.
Buddy.
You and your match live close to each other. They ask for your address to figure out exactly how close. What do you do? A, decline. It's too early to share that information. Or B, tell them. No big deal.
I'm in.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's pretty insulting.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty. That's pretty rough.
But anyway, so what they're actually doing is they have paired up with, or they either paired up with or own now Tinder invested in a safety platform by the name of Noonlight. And so you would actually be using the Noonlight app in order to say, hey, this shit's going weird. It sends a thing to a Noonlight representative or whatever. They'll text message you. If they don't receive a response from that, then they text message you a code and call you to like confirm kind of thing. And then if they don't receive anything back from that, then they'll call the appropriate
authorities.
Authorities to actually check in on you kind of thing. So yes, I mean I think that it's good to make people feel safer with the in the years of online dating and stuff.
Yeah.
But
and I mean I know a lot of women have safety nets like that in place with friends of theirs. They'll be like, not like it'll be like, I'm going on a date with a guy, check in with me or something like that, and that's good. And everybody doesn't have a friend that's reliable that you can depend on to check in with, so it's good that Tinder's there for people that need it.
I definitely agree.
But yeah, it's kind of insulting.
But
you know what, some people don't know the answer to that. And some people don't realize that you shouldn't just be like, hey, hi, here's my social security number. Do you want my mom's maiden name?
You seem nice. Here's $100. Here's my bank account number. Jeez, dude.
Yeah, man, it's scary.
It is. And honestly, it's just, I feel like reading about this stuff just makes me like happier and happier to not be in the dating game.
Oh God, I cannot imagine trying to date in this world.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like my heart goes out to anybody trying to date these days. But anywho, I'm looking at the clock and we have arrived. So yeah, this wraps up our coronavirus emergency broadcast. I mean, episode 85 of the Tether Radio podcast. So if you want to get at us, if you want to tell us how awesome we are or how bad we suck, let me let you know how to get in touch with us. We can be reached at tetherradio@gmail.com. That is TETHERRADIO@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at tether_radio. Same damn handle on the Instagram. We're trying to get Insta famous, so help us out with that.
Yeah.
So we're on Facebook, Tether Radio, all one word. And we have the Facebook group, Tether Radio After Dark. We've gotten a little more traction in there, posting some articles, getting the feels going. So yeah, let us know what you think. We really appreciate you spending about an hour and a half approximately of your time listening to our little show. Please subscribe. And thank you for listening. This has been episode 85 of the Tether Radio podcast. I'm Daniel.
I'm Allie.
And we are saying thank you, listeners. And we hope you have a fantastic week and look forward to talking to you next week. Take it easy, friendos.
Bye.